Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final race here of the Celeste Global Speedrun Association Celeste Any Percent League. My name is Zojalix. I am not joined by anybody on the mic for this race, and I'm bringing you the race between Millay and Flarebear. SR, sorry for that voice crack there. So as we look at this race, Flarebear just came off of a race where he lost to Marlin, and so Flarebear is still needing to pick himself up a win in this league. And as we take a look at the standings, that win for Marlin is going to put him up in first place with 497 points. Flarebear is sitting in last place with 101. By this point, Flarebear, I just don't see a playoff hope alive for Flarebear, being 0-7, not being able to pick up any wins here. But we got Millay, who is currently 1-6, sitting at 180 points, only with one win. This could very easily be a chance for Flarebear to be able to potentially pick up a win for himself in this tournament, and hopefully be able to see him be able to come up and potentially show that he's still a really good runner. And so I'm really hoping to see Flarebear be able to come up with this win against Millay, because this is definitely something Flarebear is going to need, just essentially as a confidence booster, because I know that right now that can be really, really tough, especially with only 3 weeks left in playoffs. So right now, with the way that we're looking at things, these are the current standings to be played by the end of this week. And so definitely want to keep an eye out for that. And now it looks like we're going to be getting ready to get started. This match is going to be super hype because Flarebear is going to need this win over Millay. And it looks like right now Flarebear is only playing with the chapter timer, so that's probably going to need to be something that's, or I might be wrong, but either way, we're getting started here. No shenanigans to be seen here in the prologue. Yeah, Flarebear currently just playing with the chapter timer on, so we don't know what he's looking at for his time. Either way, though, kind of flubbing up a little bit there. So it looks like Millay is going to be in the lead. Right off the bat here, with only just a little bit of cleaner movement to be seen from Millay. So it's still really close, but it's going to be really hard to tell where the difference comes in unless Flarebear turns on his file timer. And, oh, okay. Oh, no. Flarebear going off a little bit too early there. Ends up rising up into the spikes, and then he falls and dies on his second attempt. So that's going to be quite a bit of time for Millay to be able to make up there. And, oh, no. Okay. Flarebear trying to get himself a improv there, but isn't able to do it. Millay dying himself in the spike jump room on his first attempt, but is able to get it on his second try. As he now is wrapping up his city with a 140 on the file timer, 109 for IL. Not sure what the file timer is for Flarebear, but it looks like Millay is going to be sitting at about 7 seconds ahead right now, if my brain is doing basic math properly. Definitely a great way for Millay to be starting this out. And oh no, Millay getting himself caught there, and then dashing, ending up dying. So that's going to be a couple of seconds that Flarebear is going to be able to make up there. Again, not quite sure where the lead is at right now for Millay, but he's still sitting at what I would believe would be a pretty decent spot for himself. Maybe looking to potentially get a couple more seconds, because right now Flarebear has saved about 3 seconds on him over in this chapter, and so that's something to definitely wanting to take note of. As now both of these runners making their way through the battle and chase. Flarebear not going for the corner boost there, but Millay is able to get it pretty effortlessly and continue to make his way through chapter 2 here, while Flarebear is continuing to move around. Both of these runners are playing super close right now. As we move into the last screen of the battle and chase. Alright, Millay is able to make it out, but he kind of messes up the movement a little bit, but thankfully for him, Flarebear did as well. And again, I don't actually know who's ahead right now because I can't see Flarebear's file timer. So I don't know if he's turns that on at any point during this race, but again, it makes it kind of hard to tell who's ahead, and by the looks of things, though, Flarebear might have been able to take a lead because he's having cleaner movement through this awake section. But again, it's so hard to tell. Flarebear was able to save quite a bit of time over Millay. And this just might be one of those races where we don't know what the time is going to end up being until we hit the end, because it doesn't look like Flarebear even knows or is either acknowledging that his timer isn't on, that his file timer isn't on. So we're just going to have to be going off of position at this point. Oh, Flarebear ultra dashing down into the Dust Bunny is going to have to repeat this. I'm pretty sure this means there's a lead swap now in Millay's favor. This is definitely a couple of seconds that Millay is able to save over Flare. As both of them are moving through the checking in portion of the resort. Both of these runners are neck and neck right now. Flarebear kind of clawing away at Millay's heels. And oh no, Flarebear not able to hit the dash the way he wanted to. As now Millay able to gain a couple more seconds and making his way into the huge mess. Yes, Jesse Usher, to answer your question, yes, this run is pre-recorded. And so right now both of these runners are moving into the huge mess section. Millay in crates, got himself a nice lead. Oh, okay, nice improv there from Millay. And oh, Millay not able to get the spike jump now, is able to get it on his second try. Flarebear able to get it on his first. So that's a 152 on the bubble for Millay and a 157 on the bubble for Flare. And so now they're making their way through books. Both of them finishing up books at a fairly even time. Oh, Millay, not sure if he was going for the demo there or just mistimed his dash, but he takes a death. So again, I can't tell who is ahead or who is behind at this point other than just their positions, because Flarebear doesn't have his file timer on, but even still, this is a really close race. So despite these hiccups that these runners have had, this race is still super close. And now it looks like we've got ourselves a sync going here. Oh, but the sync is broken by Millay having just a little bit more speed. Oh, but he messes up the movement, and now Flarebear has pulled himself back in the lead. And now both of these runners are coming up on Demo Dash. We'll see if any of them opt for the checkpoint. Flarebear is opting for the checkpoint. Millay opting for the checkpoint. Flarebear able to get it first try. Millay is able to get it first try. We are still dead even. We might be back to a sync point. No, Flarebear is still at just a little bit ahead. It's so hard to tell who's actually ahead in this race right now. Flarebear getting the cutscene skip first. Millay now getting the cutscene skip as well. Both of them entering the Oshiro section at the same time. And oh no, Flarebear takes a death. Not sure what the cause of that death was. I'll be able to see it here in just a little bit. By the looks of things, I don't think he was able to get his dash back on his extended hyper and ended up having to retry. So even still, this looks like Millay is going to be able to snag the lead just a little bit back now. And oh no, Millay missing the spring, falling to his death. By RTA-wise, this is going to push Flarebear back ahead in the lead. I seriously cannot tell who is currently ahead in this race, so this very easily has become a race now that is in Flarebear's hands. Currently, Flarebear with a 4:41 on the IL timer, 4:38 for Millay, only a 3-second difference as far as timers go, as far as IL timers go, but again, I don't know what the full file times are, hoping to be able to see if maybe Flarebear will be able to pull that up. But even still, this race is so close as we move into Golden Ridge. If this is anything, Flarebear definitely has the confidence boost that he needs in order to move up and take a win. Flarebear able to very cleanly get his cutscene skip off and the corner boost. Millay now right behind him, as both of them moving through, definitely wanting to take a look at the fact that this wind mechanic will pull into a major factor. Oh, Millay kind of getting himself in a little bit of a hiccup there, so he's going to be having to fall behind a couple more seconds as he goes into the Archie. Flarebear able to continue his small RTA lead right now. And now Flare, oh no, Flare ends up taking a death, missing the dash, going into the spikes. And Millay, he's going to be doing the same thing. Oh, Flarebear didn't actually go into the spikes, my bad, I missed that. Either way, Flarebear with the Ultra Strat, Millay going for the Berry Strat, he's got it. These guys are so close right now, that Strat is what Millay needs in order to get a little bit of time back onto Flare. This race is so close right now. I'm on the edge of my seat watching this. Both of these runners are just playing so well. I might actually end up having to stand up to commentate the rest of this. Millay, oh no, he ends up messing up a little bit and he ends up falling and taking a death there. This is going to allow for Flarebear to make up a little bit more time, as Flarebear only is now on the last screen as he enters his cliff face section. Millay now right behind him, able to snag that. Going now, sorry, not entering the cliff face just yet. Flarebear getting the coin. Millay going for the Ultra Dash Strat. And Millay's got it. Flarebear also is up and over. And Flarebear, oh no, missing his dash off onto the springboard. And so now these guys are so close. They're practically synced right now. Both of them are able to hit the cliff face right now, but they are going so close. And now, oh no, Millay missing the dash onto the platform, not able to get his dash back. By the looks of things too, Flarebear is continuing to keep himself in the lead as he's now on the second to last screen of Golden Ridge. He's now hitting the last screen. Millay now right on his heels. He's hit up the last screen as well. A death here from Flarebear would once again switch the leads. I cannot tell you who is in the lead right now. Millay now finishing up. 2:53 on the file timer for Flare and a 2:50 on the file timer for Millay. Flarebear now turning on his file timer, so we are going to be able to see who is in the lead as we move into Mirror Temple. Millay at 11:11, Flare at 11:21, so Millay has about a 10-second lead over Flarebear as we go into Mirror Temple. And oh no, Millay ended up missing the bubble there, and he's going to be falling to his death, not falling to his death, but having to take a retry. Flarebear now didn't opt for death. Oh, and Millay takes a death again. And he's not able to get himself through this room. This could be exactly what Flare needs in order to take the lead. Now, in the last race, Flarebear did not go for Yeet. We will see if he is going to repeat that segment, because if Flare does not go for Yeet, but Millay does, that could very easily be the thing that Millay needs to keep himself in the lead. Flare not opting for Yeet. We'll see what Millay does. Millay is opting for Yeet. He goes for it, and he's able to get a half of it. Both of these runners now making their way through, heading up. Flarebear is right up next to the cassette room. Oh, and Flare kind of struggling a little bit, but he is now able to enter the cassette room. Millay right on his heels, still actually about 10 seconds ahead. 12:35 on the cassette grab for Flarebear, 12:28 for Millay. There's about a 7-second difference in Millay's favor right now as we go into 5B. One failed bubs drop from Millay and a success from Flarebear will be a lead shift, and this is what Flarebear right now must be hoping for as we go through 5B. This race is so close. Flarebear now only a couple of screens away. He's coming up on his first attempt at bubs drop. This is what Flarebear needs. He's taking his approach. He's calculating it out, and he goes up, and he's not able to get it. He needs to hope for a fail from Millay here, as Millay is now coming up on his first attempt at bubs drop. Only a little bit there, and Millay fails as well. They both aren't able to get their first attempt. If Flarebear is able to get it here, and Flarebear is not able to get it on the second try, Millay, if he's able to get this here, this will be the exact thing that Millay needs in order to keep himself in the lead, and he's able to get it on the second try. This is very huge for Millay. Flarebear able to get it on his third try. But that is not a deficit that Flarebear wants in this race right now. He needs to try and do what he can to catch up, hoping and praying that the rest of 5B just falls apart for Millay. Because if Flarebear wants to stay alive in this race, he's got to clean some things up. Millay has to start messing some things up in order for Flarebear to stay alive. There is definitely a pretty nice gap for Millay as he looks to enter the mirror here at just about 14 minutes. Looking at a 13:57 to enter the mirror. Flarebear now entering the mirror at 14:14. Just under a 20-second lead for Millay. As we enter the mirror, that lead could very easily shift into Flarebear's favor as we look at 5B. These Seekers and the Theo section, there's so much time to be gained and so much time to be lost from both of these runners. Both of them moving around pretty well. Millay almost dying there, cutting it very close, but is able to make it through that first difficult Seeker room. Flarebear falls and misses the Seeker. He ends up having to take a death there and having to doing the room again. This is one of those detrimental rooms that you do not want to fall on, and Flarebear ends up falling. But Millay himself taking a death on the first room of the Theo section. Flarebear now coming up right behind him. Millay now making his way through the gauntlet. Oh, but he's forgot Theo. Millay is now currently sandwiched in between two Seekers, but is able to make it work. Flarebear on the other side is able to make it through the Seeker gauntlet significantly cleaner than Millay. Flarebear has finished the Seeker gauntlet first, but still has about a 10-second lead now as we move through here. Millay, though, able to just improv his way out of that Seeker sandwich Very well done from him. Oh no, but Millay falls on the impossible room. This is an opening that flarebear needs. He's going to be hitting the heart here. He misses the heart right away, but that will be a 15:48 for flarebear and a 15:39 for Millay. There is a 9-second difference here between the two runners. This race is still so close as we go into reflection. Despite having a Bubs drop success, despite having a second try Bubs drop for Millay and a third try Bubs drop for flarebear, he is only 9 seconds out. Maybe 19. I might be wrong. Hold on. I might have mismathed this. All right, Millay not able to get lake skip on his first try. That is going to be another big opening for flarebear. That's now flarebear using the Kevin blocks to make his way forward. Flarebear not opting for the 6B route, as per typical as how he's been playing for the rest of the season. We'll be expecting that play from him or Millay as we go through. We're seeing your typical 6A race right now, but that is going to be a lot easier for calculating who is ahead right now and who is not. Flarebear able to play a pretty decent reflection here with Millay RTA-wise behind it, but IGT still ahead. Again, I'm not sure what the difference is and who is ahead. I won't really be able to figure that out until we get to the granny cutscene skip. And because just this race seems so close, I very easily could be calculating it all wrong. And so now both of these runners continuing to make their way through the hollows of reflection. Flarebear is going to be opting for the lower route. Will Millay follow suit? Millay will be following suit on the lower route, playing with the bumpers, doing what he can. Flarebear now only a couple of screens away from... Oh, Millay, no! Not able to dash the way he wants to and ends up falling into his death. Giving Flarebear that edge, another edge to be able to make up some time. Millay, you cannot be giving Flarebear these edges as Millay dies again. Flarebear is just looking for every opportunity and taking it. Millay, I'm not sure if he's getting nervous or not, but Flarebear is able to keep himself alive and potentially be looking at taking the lead here. I wasn't able to see what the exact time for the cutscene skip was for Flarebear, and so I will have to see what we look at as we get the cutscene skip going into Battle and Boost. I think Millay might still be ahead, but it is definitely by like less than 10 seconds. As now Flarebear is swimming and Millay is making his way through these dev-intended skips. Flarebear now on to Battle and Boost. Flarebear has been known to miss Battle and Boost. He's going to need to be able to get it this time. And he's able to get it. Nice job, Flarebear. About 19 minutes as he enters his Battle and fight. Millay now coming up right behind him RTA-wise, but looking like he's still going to be ahead of him in-game time. About 10-second lead, maybe 8 or 9 seconds, but 8 to 10 second lead from for Millay as we go into the battle and fight. So definitely a lead switch could still happen. This race is so close. One of the closest. This is the closest race we've seen tonight. Definitely hoping that Flarebear can maybe make up that little bit of ground that he needs. Flarebear. Oh no! Flarebear goes for the riskier strat and ends up getting shot by the lasers. We'll see if Millay goes for the same strat and ends up dying himself. Millay now. He's going for the strat and he's got it on the lasers. He's able to make his way through. That will help him to make up a little bit more time. Flarebear not able to get feather skip. As now Flarebear enters the first major fall screen of the fight. Millay not going for feather skip either. Is a really good race for both of them. It's really, really close. now we're seeing both of these runners make their way through. Flarebear now in the second major falling screen of the fight, looking to do what he can to try and make up some ground, looking to begin second round. He's beginning second round at 20:33. Millay is now on his fall section. He's finishing it up 2019 to begin that second round. So we've got 12 second lead for Millay. As we go into the second round of the battle and fight, we won't be able to know what the time difference is until the end of reflection. Both of these runners continuing to just play their hearts out, trying to get this win. This win, if Flarebear is able to get it, will be his first win of the season. Millay, he wins his first match of the season, but hasn't been able to pull out a win since. These matches mean so much in terms of confidence for both of these runners. As these runners make their way through, Flarebear on the last little bit. He just needs to get this one tap, and he's got it. Millay hitting the bumper, only needs to get this one tap on Battlein, and he's got it as well. These guys are both so close. Flarebear now hitting the alley-oop. On his way up, getting the cutscene skip at about a 21:53 at the end of this reflection. This is going to be a 21:35 for Millay, so we're seeing a 18-second lead for Millay as we go into Summit, hoping to be able to get a timer sync here as we jump right in, because both of these runners, this is such a close race, wanting to see how these runners are going to pull it together and seeing what's going to happen, because yes, right now Millay's got a 19-second lead, but Summit is still a third of the run, and there is so much that can still change. So if we could get a sync, that would be wonderful. And so now these runners moving through 0 meters. Flarebear making his way up and through 0, nothing, no major mistakes coming from either runners yet. And as I say that, Millay not able to get the dash that he needs, get his dash back off that wave dash, and so he's going to have to take a death. It's going to be a couple of seconds that Flarebear is able to get. I wasn't able to see the time as he hit that last alley-oop, but he's still at 500, hitting 500 meters at about 22:40. Millay able to be hitting the top of 500 meters at 22:21. Maybe a 19-second lead from Millay, maybe something different. Millay right now has the lead. But oh no, Millay ends up taking a death there too. That again, another couple of seconds that Flarebear could very easily look to be making up here. These mistakes are what Flarebear needs in order to keep himself alive. Flarebear now hitting the end of 500 meters, going for these alley-oops. Millay now, he misses the extended hyper off the zipper, taking another death. 23:20 on that. Millay taking 2 more deaths. As Millay is now really struggling through these 500 meters. Flarebear hitting 1,000 meters. 23:20 on the last alley-oop for Millay, or for Flarebear. And now we got a less than 10-second lead. Only 7 seconds right now in the lead for Millay. As Flarebear makes his way through 1,000. Not a death yet for him in this 1,000 meters. And Millay already taking his first death. This is not what you need, Millay. Flarebear is coming at you, clawing away at your heels. And so now this race has become so close. 24:07 on the last alley-oop there for Flarebear. Millay now doing what he can to try and catch and try and approach it through RTA-wise. The timer desync is still making it hard to tell quite who is ahead right now. But I believe Millay is still just barely ahead. Millay cutting that very close as he gets down. Actually, by the looks of things, Flarebear might have taken the lead. No, Millay is still ahead by 3 seconds as we're in 1,500 meters. There is still a chance for Flarebear to be able to keep this up. Flarebear able to ultra dash his way through. He's able to make it through the ultra dash rooms. A lot of the major screens Flarebear has now commanded. He's taken the safer route. He's got his wave dash off. And he's now only got a couple of screens left in this 1500. Millay making his way through the first long screen. A death here will mean a lead shift in flarebear's favor. And he's able to get that. And now Millay making his way through the Ultra Dash room. And no! On the last Dust Bunny, Millay dies. Flarebear is now for sure in the lead as Millay now takes a second death. This is not what you need if you were Millay, but Flarebear is taking this opportunity. Millay is not able to make his way through this room. He's reset the cycles 4 times now. This has now put Flarebear in the lead and the potential chance for him to be able to make his way through and take his first win. Flarebear is not opting to go for the auto-scroller skip. He's just playing it safe, going for the extended hyper, and I respect that play. He's able to get it very easily, kind of tripping up a little bit, but he's able to back it up well. Oh, trips up a little bit again. Able to get the wall bounce there. As he now makes his way through 2,000 meters. This is exactly what Flarebear needed in order to keep himself alive in this race. And not only has he kept himself alive, he's now taken the lead. And so now Flarebear definitely in a position right now where he just needs to make it through the end of the race. To try and see if we can get a sync. Runner's in a really good spot right now. Oh! I'm not sure who took a death there. My Discord froze up. So now we are in 2,500 meters. Millay not able to get the auto-scroller skip for himself. Flarebear taking a death himself. And it looks like now we are getting a sync. Millay is just not able to make this auto-scroller skip work. Millay, you need to stop going for this. But he is able to get it finally. Millay tripping himself again, but able to back it up. As you can see, Flarebear is in a very, very good spot right now, being able to take the lead as he's in 2,500 meters before Millay is even out of 2,000. Flarebear coming up onto key skip. Flarebear is able to snag that key pretty well. Flarebear's got himself a really good lead right now. This lead was Millay's for so long, but now Flarebear has shifted it in the summit. Throughout 1,500, Millay, well, 1,500 specifically, was the shift that worked in Flarebear's favor, giving him the lead. That's a needle threaded and 2 doors skipped. Millay takes a death on the first screen of 2,500. That's not what you need if you were Millay. Millay is really struggling in this summit, and this is exactly what Flarebear has needed to be able to take control of this race. Flarebear is now entering the final 3,000 meters. He is currently in the lead. He's got a really, really solid lead as Millay still has most of 2,500 meters. This race has shifted completely in the summit, and this is where I always want to stress the importance of how a race is never over until both runners are finished, because there is so much that can happen. Millay had himself a solid 20-second lead. Millay struggling to thread the needle on his first try, but able to get a second try. But Millay was able to have a solid 20-second lead coming out of 5B. But throughout Chapter 6 and Chapter 7, Flarebear has outplayed him and been able to put together a cleaner run, which has put him in the lead now as he's making his way through downdraft, and he's going to be finishing up downdraft, making his way through updraft before Millay even hits 3,000 meters. Flag 19 for Flare. This is such a huge pivotal moment for Flarebear. He's gone through the entire season without putting together a win, and in the last 3 weeks of the regular season, Flarebear is able to find himself in currently a winning situation. Flarebear now hitting up flag 13, one of the more difficult flags, while Millay is making his way through downdraft. Flarebear able to get flag 13 off. This is exactly what Flarebear needs. He is in the perfect spot to win this race right now. Millay looking to finish up his downdraft. Flarebear now in the final 10 flags. Flarebear is in the final stretch of himself for this run. He's hit flag 7. He is now making his way up to flag 5. He's hit the last alley-oop, and he is ready to finish up this race and take his first win of the season. Millay now making his way through updraft. Millay's got to hope for some sort of mistake from Flarebear. This race too, if Millay is able to get it, and that is a mistake from Flarebear, taking a death there on flag 4. But I don't think that's going to be enough. Millay been stuck in this rut of a losing streak since week 1. He was only able to snag a win. 1 win, and now in the most pivotal moment of an opponent that he had a chance to take a win over, he has currently struggled. 6 and 7 just snowballed, mistake after mistake. But now, in the last moments, Flarebear able to take his first win of the season with a 30:47, an amazing race time for Flare. That was a really, really good time from him. Absolutely pivotal for him as he takes his first win of the season over Millay. GG's to Flarebear. This is a very, very well-deserved win from him. Absolutely amazing. Millay now on to flag 4. As he now is looking to finish up his race. He's on flag 3 now, only a little bit left in his run. He's going to be finishing over about a minute behind Flare. Millay able to have a commanding lead, well, pretty commanding lead coming out of Mirror Temple, but then since then it was just mistake after mistake after mistake, and then it all snowballed until eventually he was able to he fell off, giving Flarebear the win that he needed to finish the race. And now Millay finishing up his race, 31:43, still able to take a solid amount of points there. Still a great race. Congratulations to Flarebear for him to be able to take his first win of the season. It was exactly what you need if you are Flarebear. Very well done. Flarebear collecting the blue crystal heart, starting to make his way through, collecting apparently all the crystal hearts right now. Not exactly sure what he's going for right now, but all right. And so that will be the end of this race. Huge congratulations to Flarebear for him to be able to take the win over Millay here, getting his first win of the season in the last little bit. And so with that, that is going to do it for us here for the live stuff for GSA. But don't go anywhere. GSA is going to be continuing on with some 24/7 overnight speed running content. And again, you guys are going to want to stick around to see that. Also, just a reminder, GSA has another live event coming up, partnering with Beyond the Summit. If you guys love some Super Mario Maker action, feel free to check that out. And so, you guys are definitely going to want to see that. And so now, as we get wrapped up here, my name is Zojalix. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to an amazing night of Celeste races. And that will do it here. So I'll go ahead and toss it over to intermission, and we will be right back with some 24/7 speedrunning content.